The dark's good for sneaking up on things. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half... That's the leftover you're looking for. Stories keep moving whether you drive them or not. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. Control your destiny, or someone else will. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. That's the leftover you're looking for. Some of the beasts who live here have never seen day. Don't stop to rest. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. He made a suction device so the Mekton can use the black tar as an instant refuel. You can also use it to clear oily goo puddles, so you can pass and access hard-to-get-to areas. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the Jumbo Puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. Gizmo thinks he's a little peculiar, but very knowledgeable. He has the ins and outs of all monster and creature whereabouts. The Grease Monkey's Mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Nice and clear out today. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to. Can't suck in enough wind.
Inmo. Diava. Goga.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be.
Piada.
Claims he goes after the most dangerous game, huge monsters.
Undlump.
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
Papa Zudo.
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
Como Judo Vavazin.
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care. It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss.
Cherry la Fia.
When it comes to monsters, he mostly picks who dies.
Como Judo Vavazin.
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
Diava.
Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
Interbadage.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
Diava.
Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther.
Sedain Yah.
But enough of that, right?
Sedain Yah.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
Evazin.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output. Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short.
Evazin.
Thinks that it all hangs on the tree of life. When it started to fail, everything changed.
Vaxa ush intabadan.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter. Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big. There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes. Thinks you have bigger issues than your so-called haunting skills if you're going to nitpick on his grammar. It's moving right along. Wait, it's the Squip hole-up. Place is just filled with critters. It's not smooth, but it gets you there. Biohazard makes your skin crawl. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. It's easy to lose track of time down here. Idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. Amazed the net worked. Be careful down here. Easy to get trapped. Time to fill the air with lead. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. It's going to cause a catastrophe. Wherever you wind up, that's where you belong. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. It's not his cleanest invention so far, but it gets the job done. Use it to suck up gooey oil puddles in the Mekton's way so you can pass. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mekton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now, otherwise he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own. He got the idea to build the Mekton when he found a big crate containing the metal frame for something Toxanol had named an exoskeleton. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Seems surprised you have to go. Getting jacked. Darkness cloaks the world. Imagine that. You could just go to a place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world. Itchy trigger finger. Did you buckle up? There's a place and time for everything, but for that city scenario, it's already come and gone. You feel bright-headed now. Down all around. You sit down too long, you might not get up. Bang Shelter 7B is still there, open and ready to shelter. time to do it on your own. The underworld is like a whole new frontier. Looks like wholesome. A tidy little cave. Move it before you get your ticket punched. See what this thing can do. Don't pass out. These steel legs were made for walking. The birds don't have enough flaps to fly. won't end well. It'll end fantastic! That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. Uh-oh. The jumbo puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. Couple of more hits and it's a fried circuit board. Bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Look at you, all pooped out. From this point on, there's no way forward but going back in. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Wow, what a super-sized wormwood. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside that counts. That meaty Taurus is already off-beat. The Taurus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. Better pumped out than flushed down. Who would have guessed it would go down with a throw-up? Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start. You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. Some things you have to grow into using. There's so much green in the forest, and brown. Peddler is eager for you to have a look at the wares. Says the place hasn't been doing as much business lately, so... Sharp dealing. Spot that fixer-upper? Got to be something worthwhile in it. Says it's... There's a creature named Brog giving a friend of theirs... It would be a maze time if you could get Brog to leave them alone. Says Brog just won't let them alone, ever. Says it's hard to miss Brog. If you can't find Brog, look for their... Brog makes a mess of their days. Got to stop it. Thanks you for doing the right thing. Go get on it and run fast as you can. You run like the wind.
Rakoitit.
Complains that some are just holed up and waiting for the Tree of Life to...
Ma yokozoyola.
Their pal Gulp built a floating raft with a bar.
Legenyola malebo.
He just sits there all day getting blitzed on radium syrup.
Legenyola malebo.
Says the bar floats, but it's somewhere on the surfipelago.
Tuta story.
Believes Gulp's bar is in the part of the goo shore called the surfipelago.
The tuta.
It has the best surfing around. Look for the waves.
Oirakta no sakaha.
And when you're done surfing the goo, join Gulp for a drink.
Toyota.
Thinks Gulp probably has more than enough of it. Says daytime is the right time to get things done. Says you should take care. Figure out which way to go. This is called suburbia, a place to get away from the city stink. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. Ah, that wood scrap seems like it would be perfect for your plans. Sky's turning purpler? There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. The yerp fields, where the echo of your actions resounds clearer than any other place you'll find, except for where that's not true. There are things out there waiting for you. That's some sharp wood scrap there. Watch for splinters. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree. He promises he'll be there for you. Just come talk to him beneath the tree if you're feeling lost. Out of Date says there's a time for everything, and now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. Two sides to everything, but for him it would be devastating if you were forced to use the Ark to escape while the world crumbled. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of Date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porkypuff needs to be handled. Out of Date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head southeast as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He wonders what's on your mind. Says you're welcome back. Watch your balance.